So, Damon, you're coming up against a team that's in the bottom of their division, and we hear a lot that Carolina, Rangers, those are really easy games to get excited for. But what does your team need to do to bring that same energy and excitement in that first period?
Yeah, I mean it's a good analogy there, just because the top teams in our rival games are big games, and you can get up for those ones, and it's a lot more excitement, a lot more buzz. But coming out west here, personally for a guy like me, I enjoy playing on the West Coast just from being out here and stuff. But as a team, every game matters. Like, we can't be throwing away points, or just because a team is at the bottom of the league doesn't mean it's going to be an easy game. They're still a really good team, and they've been in some tight games. We've played them once already this year, and we're going to have to be prepared to bring our best against all these teams out here. Just because they're lower than us in the standings doesn't mean anything. It means that we're really going to have to take care of and get the points we need.
And they're a team that has struggled with transition games. So, as a defenseman, how do you take that information and maybe use it to your benefit tonight?
We just want to stay on them. If they're struggling with their transition, we just got to be tight. I mean, good gaps off the rush. When the puck gets chipped out of their zone, we want to, our transition game has to be solid and get going back at them, because, the best defense is playing in the offensive zone. So, obviously they're going to get their looks. They're going to get some skilled players as well. So we got to make sure that we're solid defensively and we're sharp there. But when we're going through the neutral zone, we got to make sure we're getting in their zone and playing in their zone and staying in there and hemming them in as long as we can.
Some power play work and morning skate today. What do you want to see from the power play tonight?
The opposite of what happened last game. It was an ugly one for us in the power play for both units. So giving up shorthanded goals obviously sucks. So we were fortunate enough to win that game, because it could have easily went the other way with the way we played on the power play. So we just want to sharpen up. We want to play in their zone. We don't want to be giving up chances. When they do clear the puck, let's get back right up in their zone. Let's get up and go and get our looks on the power play, because we got to let our skill do the work, and also we got to have our hard work show that we can recover some pucks when there's battles to be had, and we're going to get our looks off that, because that's when breakdowns happen for penalty kills. So if we can get the shots on net when they're there and get our looks and hopefully bury a few and be a lot sharper on the power play.
Something we saw in Anaheim's last game, they really struggled with breakouts, and it would be on their stick 1 second, the next second it's the next team. So how can your team capitalize on a team that might not have their systems down pat?
I think it's not about them, it's about how we play. We talked about what we need to do to win tonight, and that's the only thing that we can focus on. We screw up too, so but tonight will be a great test.
And what are those things that you want to work on as a team tonight?
Just getting off to great starts, sticking to our D-zone structure, and playing as a group. We need all 4 lines and all 60 playing hard tonight.
And we hear that a lot. We want to get off to a great start, but how would you really define that for someone?
Not doing the careless things that we have done in the past. Maybe that's a bad line change. Not getting the puck in deep late in the shift. It's a road game, and we just have to play smart.
And that power play, working on it today, what do you want to see from your second unit on the power play tonight?
I think we just need to get more shots to the net. I feel like at times, we're intimidated to shoot the puck, and, we have lanes to shoot, but we don't. So I think just getting more shots and having our flank shoot it would be a great night.
And you have 2 straight wins right now, going into a potential third. How much of a momentum boost would that be for this team to get their 3rd straight win?
Yeah, it's the standings are tight, so each game is huge, and 2 points tonight would be great.
And just looking at this, you're on a road trip, and we often hear that for a lot of players. It's a great opportunity to really get to know each other. How do you feel like you guys have continued to come together, a group, on this one?
I don't think it's necessarily this trip, but I think throughout the year we've just gotten very close throughout the year. Sure, it helps, because we're on the road for 12 days or so. So we're around the guys more, but that doesn't change who we are as teammates and as a team. But it's great to be on the road with guys in California, so it's been fun so far.
Ondrej, you're going up against a team tonight that if you get out to a really quick start, it can be really hard for them to come back. So how do you categorize a great start for this Devils team?
Yeah, we need to have a good details. We need to make sure we're working hard, doing all the things right. And yeah, it's it's a game where we needed a win, and yeah, it's a big game for us too.
And when you look at just the power play, you all were working on it in morning skate today. You were on the second unit. What do you hope to bring to that unit, and what do you hope to see tonight from your group?
Yeah, I mean, if we get the chance to go out there, do better than in Carolina, it's a privilege to play on a PP, and if you're not score on a PP, make sure we create some momentum, chances, shots, and stuff like that.
We know December was a really hard month for the team to find the scoring, but now that it's starting to come back, how can this team continue to capitalize on more of their opportunities?
Yeah, we could see it in Carolina, our third line, and Mers and Bo. We needed that scoring from them, and it's huge, so because we didn't score our line for a couple of games now, but hopefully, we're gonna come through.
We hear a lot that, when you're going up against great teams like Carolina or the Rangers, it's really easy to get ready and get excited to play that game. You're going up a team that's at the bottom of their division. How do you bring that same energy and excitement tonight?
Yeah, I think we're going to talk about it before the game. It's an NHL, and everybody can beat anybody, so we need to be ready, and it's in our hands to just be ready and be prepared for that game, because we need those 2 points.
Now that you're back for a little bit, how do you feel in your progression back to the lineup in the last couple of games?
Yeah, it's good. It's getting better. I still need to, be a little bit more patient with the puck and make some plays. But yeah, hopefully it's going to come soon, and I'm working on it. But I'm very happy to be back, and I feel good.
We hear how close this team is. How have they really supported you throughout your first season here?
Yeah, it's been great. It's always tough to get injured when you're in a new team. It's my new team for first time in my career. So, but the guys are great, welcoming. So it was very easy for me to fit in.
Perfect, thank you. Lindy, looking at Anaheim in their last game, they really struggled with breakouts, and they had possession, they lost it quickly. What can you do with that knowledge for your team heading into tonight?
Well, I think if you apply puck pressure and you're on the puck, you can create turnovers, and I think Edmonton's a team that plays a similar game. They got good speed, and they created opportunities, off the Anaheim mistakes.
You look at Nate Bastian out there taking some penalty kill reps, just out there constantly practicing. How is his progression going, and is there a potential return for him soon?
Yeah, there is. We've ramped up pretty well everything. He's in a contact sense now, so it's just really getting enough reps in and getting him comfortable. So, you go kind of day to day, and we'll see where he's at next couple of days.
With John Marino in a no-contact jersey, but still out there practicing, what are you seeing with his progression back from injury?
Well, same thing. I mean, a little bit further away, obviously with no contact, but, every day he's out there is a step in the right direction.
We talk a lot about the starts, and the last 2 games fell behind, and obviously great that you overcame them, but what can the team do to be better prepared? I know it was an issue earlier in the season. You seemed to solve it. Is it just kind of one of those freak occurrences?
Well, I think you're always trying to improve the way you start a game. We've had the ups and downs this year. We've started well. We've talked about second periods. We've talked about, how good we can be in a third period. So, I think the first 10 minutes of a game sometimes, our puck play, our puck management hasn't been good enough. I think if we improve that, get more pucks behind the other team's defense, make sure that we're not fueling their offense, should lead to a better first period.
How much of games are just managing momentum? I mean, you remarked how good Carolina was in that second period. You get the 2 goals late, and then you basically own them in the third period, and just kind of riding those waves of momentum.
Well, I think you look at almost any game. A team can, make up for a bad period, or they can get you on the toes. You can get the penalty trouble. Sometimes your best players don't get enough ice time. And then it's, a chance to respond. Sometimes there's a chance to take over momentum, whether it's a period, whether it's a couple shifts. You look at just the last shift by, the McLeod line that really changed momentum. That momentum carried over to the third, and that's the type of stuff you need to fuel off of.
The power play, you worked on it again in morning skate. What is really missing to get more action with that?
Well, I think more attempts at the net. And there has to be a lot more determination on puck battles. I think sometimes you get the extra man and you're hoping a guy will win a battle. You got to still outnumber the other team. The penalty killers are typically the hardest guys to play against, the hardest guys on the puck. And if you don't get engaged in the puck battles, the puck ends up down the ice, and you're burning up a good 20 seconds.